Greetings, salutations. Welcome to this midday power surge, Sunday, September 13th, 2020. This is your spiritual oasis on this pilgrim journey as we are journeying home. Safe to Serve International, first-time viewers, welcome to this midday power surge. Friends, the theme of this presentation is prepare to meet thy God. And don't be fearful of the terror by day or night, the pestilence that walketh by day or by night. God will be our shelter in this time of storm, as long as we meet that condition. What is that condition? It is found in Psalm 91, verse 1. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge, my fortress, my God, in Him will I trust. And once we make His truth our buckler, our shield, we can be more than conquerors in these last days over Satan's wiles. All right, friends, let's get right into this. Take a look at this, my friends. This is September 8th, on the same theme of COVID-19. Pfizer CEO headline says, people who don't get vaccinated will become weak link that allows coronavirus to spread. In other words, get vaccinated for the common good. It's right there in the blue words. They will affect the lives of others because they don't get vaccinated. Vaccination for the common good. Right there, my friends. It shows what time it is. Time for a great, stupendous crisis. Am I ready? Are you ready? Great controversy, page 575. Sunday observance was forced upon the populace. Why? On a Sunday for the common good. Blue words underlined, so that you do not bring great calamity on yourselves and on your neighbors. For the common good. So Pfizer's telling us here is the solution to stem, abate the virus COVID-19 and from its spread. Get vaccinated for the common good. What's going to happen when Sunday is enforced as the law of the land to combat pestilences, calamities, famine? Those who do not go along with that agenda, false day of worship, they will be called the weak links of society. The weak what, friends? Look at the screen. The weak links of society. Pfizer CEO and others are saying, get rid of the weak links who refuse to go along with our policies to combat calamities. All right, friends. Sunday for the common good. Great controversy, page 592 tells us, those who denounce Sunday rest by law, those who honor God's Sabbath, are going to be labeled as people bringing down calamities upon the earth. And the society must get rid of those weak links. Clear as day, friends, clear as day. We are heading to an ominous crisis. I'm going to share with you a statement which says we are on the verge of a stupendous crisis, on a precipice as it relates to the fulfillment of Bible prophecies. Let's swing over to Britain in the UK. Take a look at this, my friends. Boris Johnson. I want everyone to note this. Stating, headline, Boris Johnson's 100 billion pounds Operation MoonShot plan to test every Briton every person in Britain, listen to this, my friends, testing the whole population of the UK in 1 week. And thereafter, every single day, every person in the UK must be tested. Listen, friends.
Boris Johnson has announced Operation MoonShot, a plan which could see the entire UK population tested for coronavirus in just 1 week.
In the near future, we want to start using testing to identify people who are negative, who don't have coronavirus, who are not infectious, so we can allow them to behave in a more normal way in the knowledge that they can't infect anyone else with the virus. And we think, we hope, we believe that new types of tests, which are simple, quick and scalable, will become available. And they use swabs or saliva and can turn around results in 90 or even 20 minutes.
Friends, the next clip I'm going to share with you must be preceded by allowing everyone to understand and also to be reminded of how many people reside in the UK. The population of the UK is roughly 70 million people since 2019. Listen to this now. Everyone in the UK must be tested. Listen.
The ambitious programme would see 10 million daily coronavirus tests on the public. If you test negative for the virus, this would
10 million people being tested a day. In 1 week, they can test the whole population. It makes sense because 7 or 10 million multiplied by 7 is 70 million people. And then you're going to see, if you refuse the testing, then you will be cut off from society. Cut off from society? Draconian laws? A dystopian society? Listen.
The ambitious programme would see 10 million daily coronavirus tests on the public. If you test negative for the virus, this would give you a freedom pass for 24 hours to get back to normal life. For example, being able to go to the theatre, football or a friend's house. The operation could cost up to £100 billion and require...
Third clip. And then he mentions what he calls freedom pass. Without these testings or you being tested, you will not receive this digital freedom pass. So what if you refuse to be tested? That means your freedom will be restricted. Freedoms will be repudiated. Friends, these are simply the measures to combat the pestilence. What's going to happen when Sunday is enforced as the law of the land to combat calamities? Can you see what's coming? You won't have a freedom pass. You become marginalized, disenfranchised. You become slaves. Listen.
Crucially, it should be possible to deploy these tests on a far bigger scale than any country has yet achieved. Literally.
Did you hear that, friends? Massive scale of testing, bigger than any other nation has done so far. Now, this is not vaccination, it's simply testing. Do you believe that they are spending billions of dollars to create, manufacture, and distribute this vaccination only to give you a choice in the matter? Listen.
Crucially, it should be possible to deploy these tests on a far bigger scale than any country has yet achieved. Literally millions of tests being processed every single day. And that level of tests would allow people to lead more normal lives without the need for social distancing. Theatres and sports venues could test an audience, all audience members one day and let in all those with a negative result, all those who are not infectious.
So no testing, no access. Note that. No testing, no access. If you refuse the testing, you will not be allowed in various venues. Look at the screen. The program would allow testing of the entire UK population on a weekly basis. The testing will be rolled out in workplace, entertainment venues, football stadiums. Look at this. GP surgeries, pharmacies, schools, and other local sites. Listen now to the reference to the workplace. No testing, no work. No testing, no employment.
Workplaces could be opened up to all those who test negative in the morning to behave in a way that was exactly as in the world before COVID. And those...
And think about this, friends. And we are seeing and hearing many of these results are false. Tony Blair stated recently, look at the theme. Don't waste, quote unquote, a good crisis. Tony Blair, there has always been a good case for introducing some form of digital ID. But I think that case to roll out this is even more powerful due to the COVID-19 crisis. Headline, Downing Street plans new digital ID cards for every person in Britain. Listen, Tony Blair.
You can create a digital ID today that is much more easily protected, so you can deal with a lot of the privacy and surveillance issues that worry people. But it's a natural evolution of the way that we're going to use technology in any event to transact daily life. And this COVID crisis gives an additional reason for doing that, because
never waste a good crisis, as they say. Friends, again, people can see. They can anticipate what is to be based on the signs in the sky. Is it going to rain? Is a tornado coming? Is a hailstorm coming? They can read the signs in the atmosphere, and yet they are unwilling to discern the signs of the times. These draconian policies to combat COVID-19 will be used to put forth the Sunday Rest by Law initiative, by law movement. Am I ready? Are you ready? Here comes the statement. Education, page 179 says, the present is a time of overwhelming interest to all living. Is that not true? Read on. Second sentence, rulers and statesmen, men who occupy positions of trust and authority, thinking men and women of all classes have their attention fixed upon the events taking place about us. The world, many in the world have their eyes focused on the events transpiring all around us. Yet professed present truth people, leaders and laity, professed Seventh-day Adventists, nominal Christians are now saying on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, in various conversations, don't talk about current events. Don't focus on that. Yet we are told the world is doing so. Look at this. In the middle, they are watching the strained, restless relations that exist among the nations. Can we say exist among the races? Because races make up nations. They observe the intensity that is taking possession of every earthly element, and they recognize that something great and decisive is about to take place, that the world is on the verge of a stupendous crisis. That's the quote. Look at the headline. Is America heading for a race war leading up to and after the general election of 2020? Is it, as I have been emphasizing from Matthew 24, verse 7 through verse number 9, wars and rumors of wars. There may be a great race war, civil war, or this may very well be a rumor. Whichever, we must be ready, my friends. Look at this. This was an interview. Democrats have threatened to riot if Trump wins in November 2020. What will you do, President Trump? Was the question. Listen to Mr. Trump's response.
What are you going to do? Let's say there are threats. They say that they're going to threaten riots if they lose on election night, assuming we get a winner on election night. What are you going to do?
We'll put them down very quickly
How
if
you
they
gonna
do
do
that.
that?
We have the right to do that. We have the power to do that if we want. Look, it's called insurrection. We just send in and we do it very easy. I mean, it's very easy. I'd rather not do that because there's no reason for it. But if we had to, we'd do that and put it down within minutes. Within minutes.
It's called insurrection. Notice here, friends, it says Trump appeared to be referring to the Insurrection Act. What is that, friends? Deploying U.S. troops domestically to stem, yes, friends, to abate severe crises in the land. What does that sound like to you? Martial law? What does that sound like to you? Would that restrict our movements? Friends, get ready. Safe to Serve International, first-time viewers, don't listen to those apostate pastors and these nominal Christians who are telling you, don't focus on that. Wake up, my friends. This is a life and death message. A life and death message. We have a heaven to win and a hell to shun. Insurrection will put that down quickly by mobilizing U.S. troops. All right, Roger Stone. September 13, 2020, this morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Time, headline, Roger Stone said to President Trump, bring in martial law. Bring in martial law. If you lose the election November 2020, that's why I have been saying for the past several days, Safe to Serve International, profess SDA people, my friends, Bible believing Christians, please, 2 principles of preparation, conversion, and friends, please, just stock up, just in case. And if nothing happens, it's mere rumors of a civil war, then prepare to move into the country as the doors open and take your stockpile with you. Just prepare just in case. Unite with others who are spiritually minded. Look at this, friends. There he is again. Send federal marshals to the state of Nevada. Bring in martial law. What are we told in the book Education, page 228? In the last days, expect anarchy. Expect what, friends? Anarchy. Are we seeing it now? Yes, we're seeing it, my friends. In 1857, Lord Macaulay wrote, a day will come in New York when the majority of the people are poor, disenfranchised, and they will be brought to vote. On one side, a politician preaching patience, blue words on the screen. On the other side, a demagogue, a political firebrand, agitator, persuading the people that the root cause of their misery is capitalism. The root cause of their misery are the capitalists. You need socialism. Does that sound like today, my friends? Does that sound like today? All right, second paragraph. It goes on to say, which of the 2 politicians would the poor and disenfranchised people vote for? That's the question. There it is. A.T. Jones now responded to Lord Macaulay's statement in the 1800s. A.T. Jones said, based on the following signs, the American barbarians are here. What signs, A.T. Jones? Perpetual strikes. Is that going on right now? Open sympathy with anarchists. What's going on in our cities right now? Are there leaders in Congress sympathizing with anarchists? Get back to the screen, Christian. Blue words, open advocacy of socialism. Does that sound like today? Which can only end in anarchy. Red words, the American Huns and Vandals are here, ready to burst upon the United States of America. Last sentence, A.T. Jones said, one difference. Lord Macaulay placed the time of plunder in the 20th century. But friends, we're now in the 21st century. 2020, we're about to see this fulfillment. Education, page 179. We are on the verge of a stupendous crisis. That's paragraph 5. Look what it says now on paragraph 6. Same page, same book. It's time for aggressive evangelism. Look at this, friends. While we're on the verge of a stupendous crisis, the world is seeing all this transpiring. Look at what we're told now. Angels are now restraining the winds of strife, that they may not blow until the world shall be warned of its coming doom. Is that not Matthew 24 verse 14? Yes, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. What is that gospel that must go to all the world? Revelation 14 verse 6 to verse 12, and Matthew 24 verse 14 is in the context of verse 7 through verse 9, wars and rumors of wars. Revelation 7, we see the angels holding the winds of strife, so God's people can receive the sealing message. Come back, friends. It says, but a storm is gathering, ready to burst upon the earth, and when God shall bid his angels loose the winds, that's Revelation 7 verse 1 through verse 4, there will be such a scene of strife as no pen can picture. It's time to get ready, get others ready, and remain ready theoretically and practically. Do I hear someone saying country living? Look at this, friends, as I close. September 12, 2020, 19 families buy 97 acres of land in Georgia to create a city safe of black people. Friends, I'm simply using this to say, as God's people, it's time to unite and apply the 5 keys of survival: conversion, country living, having food, amen, amen, friends, ministry, industries, number 4, and number 5, sharing with others, helping others. Listen, the world is getting ready.
You hear that? That is the sound of freedom. A lush and rugged expanse about 130 miles south of Atlanta, just shy of 97 acres. It's undeveloped, unincorporated, and it has new owners.
It feels amazing. It feels really amazing. I cry every time I come here.
Renee Walters is one of them. She's president of the Freedom Georgia Initiative. It's a collective of 19 black families who recently bought this land. This dream all started a few weeks ago during Renee's typical morning call with her friend Ashley Scott.
She said, Ashley, did you see the article about Toomsboro for sale?
It turns out
It says this is a place for freedom. Before I play the next clip as I close, showing the reasons why 19 families united to purchase 97 acres of land. They're seeking freedom. What are we told in the book Adventist Home, page 141? Take your families away from the cities into the countries where the homes are not closely crowded together, and where you will be free from the interference of enemies. Yes, friends, also you can grow your own provisions, for in the future, near future, the problem of buying and selling will be a very serious one. I'm pleading, Save to Serve International. I'm begging you, unite together. That's why God blessed us with STS Connect. Go to our website, prophesyagain.org. Second clip, listen. Why they did this.
Why were these two women interested in the prospect of buying a town in the first place? Why were these two women interested in the prospect of buying a town in the first place?
It really was when we saw what happened with Ahmaud Arbery and George Floyd and Breonna Taylor and the protests.
We both have black husbands, we both have black sons, and I was starting to get overwhelmed and have a sense of anxiety when my husband would leave the house to go to work.
So watching our people protesting in the streets, while it is important, and I want people to stay out in the streets, bringing attention to the injustices of black people, we needed to create a space and a place where we could be a village again, a tribe again.
Friends, here is what I deduced from this. And this is not to magnify and glorify what these wordlings are doing. Here is what we can surmise from this. They see a crisis coming. They realize that they're in a crisis. Let's move to the country so we can have preservation. Yet God's people cannot see events telling us we are on the verge of a great, stupendous crisis. It's time to unite and move to the country, and while we're there, experience true Bible conversion before and while we're there. Come on, friends, we should be able to see this. That's why this midday power surge is to encourage you. Preparation. Don't become discouraged. Fast and pray. Plan and leave the miracles with God. He will come through. Country Living, page 22 says, you could read all of this. I'm simply giving you one phrase. Let families that are well grounded in the truth enter 1 or 2 families in a place to work as missionaries. By no means am I saying 19 families must unite. 2 or 3 families unite. Christ sent out the disciples 2 by 2. Next statement, page 24. More and more as time advances, our people will have to leave the cities. Blue words, many will have to labor earnestly to help open the way for others. What more can I say, my friends? Send in your prayer requests. The prayer team is awaiting those prayer requests. Do not falter. Do not become discouraged. God has 1,000 ways to deliver, of which we know nothing. And those who accept the one principle of making the service of God supreme will find perplexities vanished and a plain path before their feet. Maranatha, prepare to meet thy God.